I always thought trust was simple. Give it and it comes back. Give it blindly and you might get burned. But I never imagined this kind of fire. It started on a Tuesday. I was scrolling through social media during a coffee break when a notification popped up. At Lovebuster Show, live now, exposing betrayal, real stories of trust gone wrong. I paused, sipping my latte. Usually, I scrolled past these viral shows, but something about the title tugged at me. Maybe it was the loneliness of a recent breakup, or maybe it was the subconscious knowledge that my own life had been a tinderbox waiting to ignite. I clicked. The host's face appeared, sharp eyes and a smile that was both comforting and cutting. Ever trusted someone who promised the world and left you with ashes? Tonight, we're hearing real stories from people like you. He gestured to the first guest. I watched, riveted, as strangers bared their hearts live. And then the segment ended, replaced by a message. Share your story if you dare. I froze. A shiver ran down my spine. Was I ready to tell my story? The story I'd buried so deep I barely admitted it to myself. But my thumb clicked. I typed. I put my trust in the wrong hands. And before I knew it, I was on the show. It all began with Alex. I met him at a friend's party, one of those nights where music pounds through the walls and strangers' laughter blends into warmth you never knew you craved. He had a smile that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds, eyes that seemed to read every unspoken thought I had. And somehow, in the haze of laughter and spilled wine, I trusted him instantly. I didn't even question it. He was kind, charming, thoughtful, classic traits that could make anyone fall. And I did, almost immediately. Within weeks, our conversations became late-night calls, our casual coffee dates became dinners and then weekends. He shared pieces of himself like he was carving them out of crystal, transparent, perfect. I thought I had found someone who matched my heart's rhythm. But perfection is a dangerous illusion. It started small. Missing texts, vague explanations about why he couldn't meet. I told myself it was work, stress, nothing more. But deep inside, I felt a pull of unease. Something was off. I tried to ignore it. I wanted to trust him, and wanting to trust someone is a dangerous kind of hope. Then came the day he asked me to help him with a financial opportunity. He spoke of investments, returns, trust, all mixed into a heady cocktail of excitement and urgency. He made it sound harmless, even thrilling. I transferred what I could, my savings, everything I had been building for years, believing he was careful, smart, responsible. I believed in him completely. That night, he called. His voice was distant, distracted, almost nervous. I didn't catch it at first. He reassured me, laughed, promised tomorrow would make everything clear. But that voice, it stayed in my mind, a whisper of doubt I tried to drown with sleep. The next morning, my phone lit up with messages from banks, loan officers, and panicked strangers I didn't know. My stomach dropped. The money I had trusted him with, was gone. All of it, every cent vanished like smoke in the wind. I confronted him. His eyes were calm, almost too calm. "It's not what it looks like," he said. "There's a delay. The funds will be back." I believed him. I wanted to. But my instincts, the small, gnawing voice inside, screamed otherwise. I did what I thought was the mature thing. I asked for proof. Statements, transfers, evidence. He dodged, deflected, promised, begged. Each word polished, rehearsed, convincing. My heart wanted to believe him. My mind screamed at me to run. By the end of the week, the truth was unavoidable. He had lied. Every promise, every word, every gesture of love and care had been a mask. I wasn't just betrayed. I was manipulated, used, made a pawn in someone else's game. My trust had been weaponized against me. I sat in my apartment, staring at the empty account, the bills, the void where my security used to be. The betrayal felt physical, a clawing, burning thing in my chest. I wanted to scream, cry, disappear. And yet, I also felt something I hadn't felt in years: clarity. I had trusted the wrong hands, but now I could rebuild. I could see who was genuine, who was not. I could learn, sharpen myself, grow wiser from the fire he had lit in me. When the host called my name to speak live, my voice trembled at first. I told the story, the way I met Alex, the way he slowly took everything, the way I felt foolish, shattered, humiliated. I expected pity, maybe judgment. What I didn't expect was the response. Viewers sent messages of support, shared similar stories, whispered words that reminded me I wasn't alone. I realized then that my trust hadn't been a weakness. It had been a lesson, a test I had survived. And Alexo? I never saw him again. I blocked his number, changed my passwords, cut him out of my life entirely. The hurt lingered, but the fire that burned in me now wasn't destructive. It was a forge, shaping a stronger version of myself. By the end of the episode, I had learned something vital. Trust is powerful and dangerous, yes, but it's also a gift. And while I had placed it in the wrong hands once, I could choose, moving forward, to give it wisely. The wrong hands don't get to define me. I do. Leaving the studio, my phone buzzed with a final message from a stranger who had watched my story. Thank you for sharing. You just saved someone else from trusting the wrong hands. And for the first time since that fateful day, I smiled. Because even betrayal has a purpose. Even heartbreak can teach you strength. And even when you put your trust in the wrong hands, the lesson is still yours and yours alone. I walked home that night with the city lights reflecting in puddles on the pavement, a quiet affirmation in my chest. The past had hurt me, yes, but it would never break me again. For more thrilling, emotional, and unforgettable stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and share with friends who love powerful twists.